Alright, well g'day and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who joined us last time, we just made our way down from Rockhampton, had a stop really quickly in at Tin Can Bay to check out the area, and stayed down at a place called Amamoor Lodge for a couple of days at a bed and breakfast there, which was just fantastic. So what we're going to do now is head on really quickly into Kenilworth and grab some lunch at the pub here. One of the things I can definitely recommend on the way into Kenilworth here is stopping in at Booloumba Lookout. There's a great little lookout here, and as you'll see, if you get here at a good time of the day, you can usually catch some fog in the valley, which looks just beautiful. There's a heap of cool little stores in Kenilworth as well, but one of the things I will definitely recommend is checking out a store called Western Colour here. It's fantastic and a really huge store as well, and there's plenty to check out in there. Right, well now that we've got some supplies, we're going to make our way out to Booloumba Creek. The drive down to Booloumba Creek is only around about 16 minutes southwest of Kenilworth itself. The road into Booloumba Creek itself is a two-wheel drive accessible road, but the last little section just before you enter the national park itself is a four-wheel drive only section. And as you can see here, there's a water crossing that you have to go across to get into the national park site itself. As you'll see from the camping map here, there's a ton of different camping sites that are available on the site here, and this is just at campsite number 1. And the sites are actually really easily booked, and they're available through the Queensland Government website, as you can see here. And as you can see here, there's also a separate section for day visitors as well, which has access to the bathrooms on site as well, which is pretty handy. And there's plenty of information and signage around the place to let you know where you are on site here as well. The campsites that are here are actually really well set out, and as you can see, you've got a pad to camp on as well if you're setting up your tent, or a shade structure. So it's pretty well set out, and there's a ton of facilities on site as well. As you can see here, there's actually a ton of revegetation that's going on at the moment, so I'm looking forward to seeing the outcome of that over the coming years as well. Alright, well now that we've had a bit of a look around at all of the campsites here, we're going to go and get set up ourselves and then take a bit more of a look around the place down at the creek. I'll see you in a bit. Two of the biggest draw cards about this campsite is firstly that you're in the forest and it's just so peaceful and quiet out here, but the second is that the creek that's here is just fantastic. And as you can see here, you're really close to the creek at the campsite itself. There's a little bit of a walking bridge here that goes across to the other side of the creek, and you can make your way up to some different swimming holes from here as well, and some different little sections in the creek itself if you wanted to do a little bit of an explore around the area here itself as well. As you'll see here, there's a ton of different walks that actually exist from the site here, which you can walk up to different sections of the national park itself. So what we're going to do now is just grab some lunch, and then we're going to go and take a bit of a look at the other sites that are available just down the road. That's the campsite number 2 and campsite number 3, and also at the day use area down the road as well. We'll see you in a bit. Another thing to take note of in the area as well is that there are actually further trails that go along the mountain, and if you're interested in taking a bit of a four-wheel drive and just a bit of a look through the area, you can head along those and go for some really big long drives throughout the region here, which is just a fantastic thing to do as well. As you'll see from the map here, the drive down to the second and third campsite isn't too far, it's only a few minutes down the road. And as you'll see as well, campsite number 3 and campsite number 4 are directly across from each other. Number 3 is down on the water, and as you'll see on the map here, it's a very similar setup to camping area number 1. Number 4 doesn't have any water frontage and it's a little bit further up on the hill, so it may be a little bit quieter during busy times, so you might want to take that into consideration as well. So what we're going to do now is head on down to the day use area here and take a look at it. Something to note here in the day use area as well is that there is access to what's called the Great Walks, which is an area that we've taken a look at very recently when we headed up to Lake Baroon. The Great Walks actually start from there. It's a huge big area of walking tracks that go right through all of the different conservation parks and national parks in the area here, which is something really cool to check out as well. There's a few different facilities that are available here, as well as some local walks also at the day use area, but in general what the day use area is probably most known for is its water frontage and access to the water and the great swimming holes that are here as well. As you'll see here, there's a couple of really big and really deep swimming holes which are fantastic for summertime and a great place to come and have a swim. Alright, well that's going to wrap things up for us here at Booloumba Creek, and indeed for our journey in general. It's been a really fantastic week away. We've really enjoyed the time off, and we've seen some fantastic things along the way here, from the silo out at Monto to the gorge at Cania and the 2-story caves there as well. We've had some fantastic sights and sounds along the way, and we got to check out for the first time the Capricorn Caves, which was really great as well. And a couple of days away at a bed and breakfast, and then we really enjoyed our time away here at Booloumba Creek as well. So once again, thanks very much for joining us for the entire journey here. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time we get 4 wheels on the road.